Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty Swing Away bike rack and how it fits on the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. This is a very unique pairing because this bike rack swings away so that you have full access for your Jeep even with the spare tire on. So this bike rack is similar to the RockyMounts Guide Rail if you want to check out that video, or you can also check out the RockyMounts AfterParty full demo if you want an in-depth full look at the bike rack and how it works, specs, measurements, things like that. Here with the Jeep, the main thing is how far it can tilt away. So we're actually limited by the wall, not by the bike rack. So even at this position, this not only swings out 90 degrees, but the bike rack can swing too. So this gives you a lot more versatility or movability depending on your bikes of different shapes and sizes. So with it all the way out to the wall, even with the spare tire on, we can almost fully open the door before making contact with our pedals. This gives you a lot more space compared to other racks that just tilt away. So that way you can hang out here, change out your shoes, grab your other larger items without having to take the bikes off. So moving it back into position, you just need to push on it. If you don't have it in the 180 degree position, there's no pins that you have to pull, you just start pushing. So once this goes back on, the other clip will secure, and then you can start tightening it down with this handle. So this is going to be the ready to drive position, and with that fully secured, you now have the full capabilities of the RockyMounts Guide Rail bike rack. So that includes you can tilt it away if you want to. With the Jeep, not as needed of a feature. This comes back up to be more secure. This also has that 67-pound weight capacity for your heavy electric bikes, but on another hand, you're also going to have a lot more clearance you're going to have to consider. Let's just take a quick look at some measurements. The spare tire might make it a little tricky for your bikes of different shapes and sizes. Even with our flat pedals though, we still have clearance with the tire, except over by the backup camera. Another thing here is you can move your bike side to side in order to get the best clearance, measuring from our bumper to the closest point on the rack. That's going to be 10 inches to where your bike sits. That's going to be 14 inches. So that 14 inches will help you figure out if your pedals or handlebars will fit. The length this adds to the back of your Jeep is measured from the bumper to the end of the carrier, 31 inches. So pretty compact still for a bike rack. I know some people like to get extensions or adapters like this so that they have a bit more clearance. The downside to using an extension is you lose weight capacity. So for your heavy electric bikes, probably not the best. And it's really nice to see that this fits and you still have access to your Jeep without having to get an extension. Taking the bike off is as fast as pulling two levers, 1 and 2. And then once those are released, you can then push these out of the way, even all the way down to the ground if you want. Whatever makes it easier for you to lift your bikes. So see here how you can just slide them back and forth for the best fit with another bike. And then grab it, you're ready to hit the trails. This has a wheelbase of 55 inches and a tire width capacity of up to 3 inches. So this ratchets down to secure those wheels, folds down to be more compact, and you can also see the grooves on the inside of the trays for those different tire sizes. This bike rack technically folds up to be more compact, and on other vehicles you get that feature. With the Jeep, you do not, because this is as far as it goes before it hits the spare tire. So on that note, just leave it in down position. That way you'll have full visibility behind your vehicle. Your backup camera will not be covered, and you have the bike rack easily accessible. You can still use that fold-up feature though when you're storing it inside of your garage or your shed. This fits into your 2-inch hitch receiver. You do get an anti-rattle bolt and a lock. That lock is key to the huge chain lock that comes with this bike rack. You also get a tool, but I recommend keeping a 3/4 inch socket wrench just to make it easier to tighten it down. So as you can see, the RockyMounts AfterParty Bike Rack is a great fit for the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Compared to some other swing away bike racks, like some people like to use the Kuat bike racks with the Kuat pivot, and the difference is the AfterParty has more of a pivot because you can not only go 180 degrees, but the entire rack can also swing away. Check out the demo for a full view of that, since we are limited in our range of motion here. So with a spare tire on your Jeep, definitely a great pairing, because you then get full access to your Jeep and you can still keep your bikes on your bike rack. So for a heavy duty swing away bike rack for those electric bikes and bikes of different shapes and sizes, this was a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty Swing Away bike rack and how it fits on the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.